So that was the Nuremberg rally. Oh yeah, by the way, I have like my own studio now, which sounds way more impressive than I converted my garage and hung up some curtains. But anyway, that was the entirety of the Unite the Right rally 2 in Charlottesville. Something like 20 to 30 people showed up. And as Scott Hines, a reporter for the Washington Post, says, "Can't stress enough how underwhelming the Unite the Right 2 rally is. 20 MAGA dudes walking inside hundreds of cops, hundreds of media, and thousands of counter-demonstrators. They aren't really worth talking about. They certainly aren't really worth protesting. If you didn't turn up there, that would have been absolutely empty. But instead it would have cost tens of thousands of dollars, probably more actually, hundreds of thousands of dollars to get all that security out in the streets. If the alt-right had any sense whatsoever, they'd fake demonstrations in Democrat cities all the time. They'd say that just every alt-right figure was going to them, and that would force the authorities to have to put on these kind of security measures, and it would get nothing but far leftists out in the field to make complete fucking asses of themselves and show who the real problem is, because these 30 demonstrators would have achieved nothing. They would have said nothing, done nothing, and they wouldn't have been a particularly big problem. But if you actually look at the thousands and thousands that turned out and the sort of thing that they are marching in favour of, it's a bit different, isn't it?
I'm fighting every day to exist.
I'm fighting every day to exist? Welcome to the club, sweetheart. We usually do it by getting jobs, which I'm sure you've got, given how the black unemployment rate is at historic lows.
And when folks have the leisure to take a vacation, to spread their hate in my hometown, I have to stop and take a moment and address that accordingly.
When folks have the leisure to take a vacation, you also take a vacation at your leisure.
White civil rights are not a thing! White civil rights are not a thing!
A group of one race chanting that another race doesn't have civil rights, regardless of the races involved, is universally bad. So nowhere is that acceptable. Nowhere is that acceptable at all, full stop. So I would love to see what the context of them chanting that would be, because it's going to have to be pretty bloody informative, isn't it?
We are not going to bow to them. We are not going to allow them to do whatever they want to do. It's not going to happen. All of these black or brown and white people who are sticking together, we're going to let them know. That's what it is.
They are allowed to do whatever they want to do. So the whole fucking point of it being a free country, even for white supremacists, neo-Nazis, blah 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 blah, they are still citizens of your country and they still have the right to assemble and protest and demonstrate. Which is why hundreds of cops had to turn out to protect 30 Nazis. The state is obligated to guarantee them protection. If you just ignored them, no one would even know it had gone on. It wouldn't get any media coverage. It is not important enough to cover. Most people don't care about a small group of Nazis, especially if they're following the law. Ironically, like a bunch of law-abiding Nazis is a lot more tolerable than a bunch of violent communists, just so you know, and it's based on the fact that they're law-abiding. But I don't remember whether you recall, we don't have thought crimes in our countries. Our crimes are based on action, not just intent. So unless they actually do anything, you can sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up and leave them the fuck alone to be dumbass Nazis on their own time. Go back to work. Stop wasting your holiday days on these fucking idiots.
There's a lot of love left. No matter how much hate is pushed towards us every day, no matter how we have to live in fear, no matter how hard it is to thrive and strive in our identities and exist, we still have some love left. And that's going to be what's going to save us.
What is actually a threat to the black identity? Because if there's one thing that's not a threat to the black identity, it's white supremacy. White supremacy also thinks that there is a unified black identity that just black people happen to have. All of them think this. They all buy into the black identitarianism as the flip side of their white identitarianism. They believe it exists and they believe it's a thing and they believe it controls people's destinies. And the people they're thinking of are you guys. And you're thinking of them in exactly the same way. But there are lots of people who aren't just like identitarians of black or white, and we're looking at the pair of you thinking, what you're doing is cringe.
I said I love being black. I like the texture of my hair. I like the texture of my hair.
I love being black. I love the colour of my hair. My God, what a fucking achievement. Chinese people don't sit there going, I love being Chinese. They open up their fucking maths books and get to work. That's how Chinese people are building their own self-esteem, by being productive and successful. What do you do to build your own self-esteem? You chant about your innate physical features. You fucking narcissists.
It didn't start today and it's not going to end today. And it doesn't start online, it doesn't start through the media. It's building relationships in real life. It's talking to your neighbor about this every day, not just when it's a hashtag. It's being willing to speak up when you're at work and some racist stuff is going on, or some xenophobic stuff is going on, or some transphobic stuff is going on. It's not picking convenience. That time is up.
You know these people sound like absolute lunatics, don't you? Some of these t-shirts were probably a bad idea as well, because they can be easily taken out of context. Make America Mexico again. If you just got on with your goddamn lives, all of this would go away. Honestly, I just think this is all sad.